Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 13 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Byzantines. And in the last episode I was able to take some territory off of the Hungarians, but then I did retreat back to my safe little two-province border here of Serbia and Bulgaria. And I don't really intend on expanding past this point, at least. I mean, I don't really have plans of expanding at all during this campaign. And it's probably a good time for me to touch back on that. I was asked about my long-term plans in this campaign, and I was asked why I gave up this territory that I had just taken. And the answer to that is that it's because I am playing the Glorious Achievements mode. So this is going to be based on the points that I score, based on the territories that I have, and some other goals that will be popping up throughout this campaign. I prefer playing this way just because I think that conquering the entire map during every playthrough can be pretty boring. That's not to say that I won't ever do it for one of the factions. Maybe I will do it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the Turks or maybe the Hungarians even, just because they get so many points. They get a point per province conquered, you know, and same with the Polish. So maybe those are good factions to paint the map. But if I had to, because I do intend on playing, you know, all of these factions at some point in this game, and if I had to paint the map with every single faction, I would get so bored. I can't do it. And I know it might seem kind of paradoxical in the sense that you might think that the campaigns go longer because with Glorious Achievements you have to play out, you know, all of the turns, right? And I feel like you can actually make it go by a bit faster in certain sections when you are just, for instance, you know, building your empire and focusing on your trade empire and just trying to meddle with diplomacy and some religion and stuff like that. And I find that those turns go by a lot faster. The things that really drag this campaign along are the battles, because they're huge. They're absolutely massive. And while they are fun to play within a certain, you know, extent, if you just do that throughout the entire campaign, I feel like that could be really just a real chore, I think. So yeah, that's my idea with that. When playing Shogun suits itself very well to painting the whole map, because that's kind of the idea of that game. You know, someone actually did conquer all of Japan. Toyotomi Hideyoshi actually did accomplish that. So it's historically, you know, authentic. It makes sense. In this time period in this part of the world, it doesn't really make sense for someone to conquer the entire map. And I don't really know a lot about the Ottoman Empire, but to my knowledge, they are the ones that were kind of towards the late part of the Middle Ages. The Ottoman Empire was the group that may have been able to do it at some point, if it wasn't for being stopped in Austria. You know, if it wasn't for that, then yeah, maybe the door would have been open for them to conquer Central and Western Europe. And they had from my knowledge, that a really powerful military. So, but still, like, it just, you know, the amount of forces that it took, like even the Mongols, you know, they hit this section, and yeah, maybe they would have done it as well. But then there's also debate about whether the Mongols would have been not as effective at fighting in the terrain of Europe with its mountain and its forest, and not fighting on the steppe. But then the counter argument to that is that the Mongols did very good at employing local soldiers to fight for them when it comes to their infantry. So yeah, there's a lot of, you know, debate, you know, as to the effectiveness of you know, the ability to anyone to really conquer this landmass during this time period. And you know, historically, obviously, it didn't play out that way, and that makes sense. You know, there's a lot of powerful factions, and it was very complicated. You know, it wasn't just military might; it was religion. Religion played a huge part in it, and the papal influence played a huge part in it, and the Orthodox Church played a huge part in it, and you know, and all of this. You know, so it doesn't really fit, I don't think. And I still think that there can be plenty of exciting moments, if not more exciting moments, by playing defensively at this point. See, at this point, now this is sort of, for me, what's going to be a building up moment, right? I'm trying to build up my economy, and I'm working on getting boats in every single sea region. That's my main thing right now. and I'm kind of I have to be really methodical with it just because I have so many potential enemies. The Italians have already, essentially they have attacked me, and although we are at peace right now, they have quite a few boats in the water, and I don't want to give them a reason to think that they can attack me again. Now, I think that the Germans did mess them up by quite a bit. They have taken Tuscany here. Currently, the Germans are not at war with the Italians, so that's a bit annoying, but the Italians look like they're having some issues. They also have a civil war, it's funny, it doesn't say civil war, but I could have swore that Don Giacinto Fasano, I could have swore he was an Italian general. So, yeah. But yeah, they're dealing with some shit. So, I'm not too worried about them, but still, it's just, there's some French boats in the water. So I have to make sure I'm kind of going slow to make sure I don't lose any boats to the French. In fact, I can probably go in there and fight these boats. It's going to be tough. They probably have a couple barks, and barks are tougher than my boats. So I have to make sure that hopefully the fact that I have decent admirals, I feel like I'm getting a lot of decent admirals, and I wonder if that's something that's hard-coded into the fact that I'm playing the Byzantines. Although, I just didn't think the Byzantines had that good of a navy at this point in the history. Weren't they relying mostly on the Venetians at this point? Yeah, again, I don't really know, but I wonder if that is a hard-coded thing. I wonder if some factions just get better admirals than other factions. There's another 2-star admiral, so yeah, I have to go slow with this, but this is my main priority. The fact that I'm at war with 4 factions, the French, the Germans, the Hungarians, and the Sicilians, but I'm still making almost 8,000 florins per turn. That's pretty good. That's okay, right? But obviously it could be better. I do have an emissary who is on the way to talk to the Hungarians. Now, something very awkward happened in the interim, which is that, so I left these provinces to be basically retaken by the Hungarians. In fact, there's still Hungarian soldiers left in these provinces here in Croatia and Hungary. But then the Germans swooped in to, I guess, rescue them, but I had already retreated. And it doesn't say, what's interesting is that the Hungarians and the Germans are not allied, but currently they're not also at war. So I have no idea what's going to happen here. This is super interesting to me. Also, another thing is that there was a French crusade, and I don't know where it is now. Because it had attacked Croatia, and then it had retreated to Venice, and now it must be in Austria? That can be the only explanation for that. But it's just funny that it would go, why would it go, if it was in Venice, why wouldn't it, it's trying to get to Antioch. It's just funny, the routes that it can take are just kind of all over the place. But yeah, I wanted to give the Hungarians back their lands, but now the Germans are getting a little bit feisty. And I don't want to be at war with the Germans. So I am hoping that they do back off and that I can get an automatic ceasefire with them. I would have to have my boats leave the sea regions of the Gulf of Lions and the Ligurian Sea and the Tyrrhenian Sea, just so that they do not border Tuscany and Provence. But that, that's possible, right? As long as these armies here in Croatia and Hungary back off, then I should be able to get that automatic ceasefire, and then I can trade with them. That's going to be really key, because I'm assuming that they're going to be owning quite a few territories up here, and I want to make money off those territories. So I have priests working on getting up here so I can spy on these territories. I'm so curious. I'm dying to know. I want to know what's happening up here in Central and Western Europe. It's just really enticing to me to figure it out. And I have to imagine the Germans they must be feeling a little bit overstretched. The fact that they own Tuscany, but then they also are pushing out in this direction seems a bit much for them. So I'm very curious as to their situation. I'm also very curious as to the France's situation as well. My goal of attacking and killing their crusade was to lower the influence of the king, but you know, now their crusade is off somewhere else. And yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that at this point, I suppose. But yeah, going back to my long-term objectives. So, you know, if you think that the idea is to just kind of sit here and wait till the end, well, yes and no. The thing is that there will be constant pressure throughout this entire campaign. The fact that I own all of the Holy Land objectives, which are glorious achievements points objectives for a lot of these factions, the French, the English, the Italians, the Germans, and is that it? The Spanish, yeah, the Spanish as well. They all have objectives to get out here and take Antioch, Edessa, Tripoli, Palestine, maybe? Yeah, they want to get here. They want to get here and take my land, which I have taken from the Egyptians and the Turks, and that's going to be a constant pressure that I'll be facing throughout this entire campaign. At least the mid-campaign. I don't know how much in the late campaign we will see, I suppose. Also, the Mongols will be coming in as well, and that's going to be another climatic fight that I will have to face off against. And also, whenever the Spanish decide to fight the Almohads, my understanding is that they should win this war against the Almohads. That has not happened. They're not at war. So we will see what happens with that. But if they do, and they push back the Almohads through North Africa, then I have a very powerful Catholic faction on my border that also, as I mentioned, has its goal set on Palestine, Tripoli, you know, Antioch, Edessa. So that's going to be another front that will open up. Already, as is, I have 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, and a 5. These are my 5 fronts, you know, my border regions that I need to man to keep myself safe. And my primary one is here in Bulgaria and Serbia. This is where I need to make sure that I don't show any weakness to the Hungarians or the Germans or the Poles or whoever. You know, I have to really make sure that this border stays clean, because this is the closest border to Greece and Constantinople, which are my hub provinces, right? And then Georgia is going to be more of a hotspot in about 80 years or so. And Egypt isn't to be forgotten. As I just mentioned, the Spanish can take North Africa, and even though I'm comfortable just having 2 stacks here in Egypt for the time being, this could be a situation where I need to bring forces down here later on to really, you know, reinforce this area. Naples, I don't know. During my practice campaign, I was never attacked in Naples. And whether that's just because I trained enough soldiers there and had enough soldiers to dissuade the AI from attacking me, or if no one around me was just ever strong enough to do so, I'm not quite sure. In this situation, the Sicilians do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Royal Knights, along with some paltry infantry. But I say paltry, but like militia sergeants are good units. You know, they're good early units. So yeah, it's one of those things I have to, you know, kind of keep an eye on this and make sure that I'm still sending. I need some more Byzantine infantry, so let's keep those guys going here to Naples. And also, so since I did strip the general here of his governorship of Constantinople, he's back down to being a 1-star general, and thinking I want a better general out there. And do I have anyone to spare, really? My really good general is here in Serbia, and then this guy is no longer part of the family succession anymore. Romanus Commonenus. He's the 3-star general. He's decent, I suppose. And then my backups are a couple 1-star generals, pretty insignificant. Prince John. Okay, so he's actually part of my succession line. Prince John he's actually my next in line. Okay. Man, it sucks that he sucks. 1 stars. Inbred. Yeah. He's the inbred guy. Yep. So I don't really want Prince John to be leading Naples. And then I have Prince Nicephorus out here. in Georgia, and then Prince Constantine out here in Egypt, and they look pretty solid. Maybe, how about this for an idea? How about I just bring my 3-star General Romanus, Comnenus, and just bring you over to Naples, and just have my Emperor chill out in Bulgaria. Emperor Michael the VIII, he's, you know, like, having him on the front lines is not super ideal, but I feel pretty safe here. As I went over before, if they are attacked from Wallachia, it's going to be a river battle. If they're attacked from Moldavia, it's going to be a river battle. It's just Hungary that's not. And currently Hungary is owned by the Germans, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, I think my emperor should be fine. He needs to start having kids. He's 29, and right now my only family members are his brothers, so he has a duty to his empire right now to attend to. Other than that, okay, so I will probably be just trying to go through my turns and take care of, you know, things that I've mentioned, my economy and my military infrastructure. I am working up to getting my Pronoia Legion trained up here in Nicaea. Right now I'm still training Byzantine Lancers, which feels good. And I think I'm kind of close to being able to train Varangian Guards here in Constantinople. I'm still working on getting up to Bulgarian Brigands here in Bulgaria. It takes a while because I do need a citadel, which is that 4th tier castle building. And yeah, I'm kind of just keeping it sort of generalized here in Serbia. Like, I can train a variety of stuff here. Some spears, or not some spears, but it's like archers, and yeah, archers are fine. And let's see, Anatolia is going to be my siege equipment province, and you can now build the siege engineers workshop, which is going to allow me to train up some catapults. So yeah, let's get that in. And yeah, Lesser Armenia is where I'm going to be training my agents. So what's next for you? Probably just get a castle. Yeah, I need a castle so that I can get the brothel so that I can train spies. Yeah, man, it takes so long to get spies in this game. Let's keep training soldiers everywhere. So the King of England has now been captured and executed, and he has no heirs. So that's going to be it for the English. It's always sad to see them go. It'd be nice to have a campaign where the English actually do survive, but they just get pawned by the French every single time. And I wonder if there will be an instance where I do see the reverse happen, but it's not going to be in this campaign. So how about this? The Great Fair of Champagne. The lords of Champagne have encouraged trade in their lands for many years, showing much wisdom in knowing that trade as well as the land brings wealth to the people. Champagne has easy flowing rivers to bring merchants and their goods from far away, all to trade at the Great Fair. This wise policy gives the governor of Champagne +3 acumen. Well, good for him. And let's see, Prince Nikephoros, this is my general out here in Georgia. He is charismatic now, so that's a good one. Yeah, +10 happiness. That's not going to matter because he's not a governor, but +1 morale, that is going to matter because he's a general. So that's nice to see. And what is going to happen here now? So the Germans just straight up took Croatia. Are they at war now? Yeah, they are. So the Germans and the Hungarians are at war. Fascinating. You would think that the Hungarians would want that ceasefire now. I do have my emissary who's on the way. Where is he? Are you the one? Yes, you are the one who's offering a ceasefire. So you will be talking to the Hungarian king. Where is he? He must be in Carpathia. So yeah, you'll be talking to him in the next turn, and we will find out if I can get that ceasefire. It's interesting that the Polish have an emissary spying on Bulgaria. Like, I know that they have some decent sized forces here, but they're not decent forces. They should really not attack me, especially since they would be attacking over a river. So let's just remove this emissary with my assassin. And same with this German bishop. We can get rid of him. Ooh, he's a Valor 1, so my assassin might not get the job done there. We will see. Their French Crusade has shown up again as well. And what can we see with them? They, yeah, they're still, they're functional. 1,600 men, yeah. We have not had any decisive engagements yet with them. And how is Zeal in Hungary? Yeah, 66%. They're gonna take some troops. They're gonna hoover up some troops from, hopefully, this German army. I think that's how that works. Yeah, well, if they want to attack, they can attack. They can go for it. I don't think that's going to be a successful endeavor for them. Whether they attack Bulgaria or Serbia. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that I have the means available. In fact, let's get some more Byzantine cavalry over here to Serbia. This French fleet is going to be a nuisance, though. Now it is sailing past my concentrated forces. I was going to try to gang up on it, but yeah, it did just decide to keep moving. And I will have to trail it with... Let's bring you over. And yeah, let's just trail this French fleet with a couple of my own boats there. And then let's gang up on this French boat. There's only one boat, and I have 3. He's a 0-star bark, and I have 2 stars. I got 2 dromons and a galley, so let's hope that goes well there. And once we clean up these French boats, I'm going to feel better about moving on, past into the Atlantic area. But I don't want this messing about in my rear area. These 2 barks can mess some boats up, and I don't want that. I want to try to keep that naval war from just kind of going out of hand here. Ah, shucks. So yes, this is what I was worried about. The French fleet picking off my boats one by one. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get them back here. And there's a flood in Nicaea. Okay, well, luckily nothing was destroyed. But the income was halved there, and I will have to check on their loyalty as well to make sure that they're going to be okay. Armor has been completed here in Trebizond, so now my Trebizond archers will be getting +1 armor to them as well. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Tavern finished here in Syria. This is going to allow me to train those assassins. As I've mentioned before, assassins do get +1 valor if they are trained in Syria. It's not one of those things that's mentioned in the province information, but it is true, so... That's going to be nice getting those guys out. Church is finished here in Naples, just because I was looking at the level of orthodoxy in Naples, and despite the fact that I've had a priest there for a very long time, it wasn't really moving up much. And I think part of that's just because we have had other factions, bishops, spying on us, like a lot of them. And unlike with spies, who in this game they had their abilities nerfed compared to Shogun by not making their effects cumulative, so that you cannot stack like 6 spies into a region and just plummet their loyalty like you could in Shogun. However, my understanding of the way that the religious agents work in this game is that it is cumulative. So if you do stack a bunch of agents into a province, that will raise the province's religion, skew it in that direction to a higher effect by having, more than one priest in that province. So yeah, I think that there's been a lot of guys spying on me, and that's been kind of holding Naples back a little bit here. So I wanted to get a church built. Still working on my defenses here in Georgia forever and ever and ever. And yeah, no one wants to marry my dudes. So yeah, it's gonna be a sad day. But luckily, my emperor is married, so he just has to start making some kids. Let's see, anything else that's really important? Doesn't look like it. So what's the situation on over here? Yeah, so it's just the Germans are reinforcing. Doesn't look like the French Crusade gained men. It's 1644. Yeah, the zeal is high. They should be draining soldiers from the German armies. Ah, okay, well, the Germans want to go, it looks like. Okay, well, they are going to be sending a crusade, in this case towards Tripoli. Well, we'll have to see about that. And the Hungarians are rejecting my proposal of a ceasefire. Okay. Okay. Well, suit yourself, I suppose. My emperor is not a builder, so yeah, +10 happiness. That's going to be useful. Who's crack-brained? One of my peasant garrison guys hanging out in Crete. Okay. So we have ourselves a German crusade. Yeah, the French crusade is losing men, but slowly, right? I lost 40 men total in that entire turn. You know what I'm thinking. Oh dear, it's really tempting to fight this. This crusade is going to take forever for it to fail. And while that's happening, like I really wanted to cause some instability inside of the French Empire by lowering the king's influence, but yeah, and anytime I've attacked that French crusade, I didn't know that crusades could retreat. That's kind of a interesting thing to me. The fact that I could attack them at Croatia and they could just go, nope, we're going to Venice. It's like, what? I didn't know you could do that. Can I do that? Or is that just an AI thing? Well, in any case, so there's going to be a German crusade on its way. What forces do they have here? Spearmen, archers, mounted crossbows. They're good. Mounted crossbows are good. But then other than that, it's, you know, urban militia, Slav javelins. They do some Vikings. Vikings are good. This is a very, very good unit. But I'm only seeing one unit of them there. And they do have some feudal sergeants. Okay. So not a lot of them yet, but this is going to be that tier 2 spear unit it's a capable unit, but again, it's not a unit that can kill a lot. It's just it just shows the development of their state. So yeah, they have another unit of feudal sergeants, and they do have some armor upgrades as well on a few of these units as well. That just kind of, again, shows the development of their state. And another unit of Vikings as well. So they're getting to the point where they could start producing some decent armies soon-ish, but you know, it's not quite at the level where I have to be too worried about it. The mounted crossbows they can be devastating, but if you just have like a shit ton of infantry archers, you can just shoot them down. The volume of fire really does a lot of damage against the mounted crossbows. In general, the foot archers will always out-skirmish the horse archers because there's more men, and also the horses make bigger targets, so it's easier to shoot them down. The mounted crossbows are really good against, like, you know, armored stuff, though. Cataphracts and heavy infantry, Varangian guards, stuff like that. But as long as I can screen them out with my foot archers, it would be fine to deal with that, while my Byzantine infantry just cut through all of their low tier stuff. You know, their spears, urban militia, whatever. You know, my Byzantine infantry will cut through all of that. Even their feudal sergeants won't stand a chance against my Byzantine infantry. So the Sicilians have another boat in the water, and they have sunk one of my boats. Man, that's shocking. I have, what, 3-4 boats in that sea region, and the Sicilians won that battle? Gosh, that's so weird. And yeah, the French keep sinking my boats as well. Yeah, I can't catch this goddamn fleet, so it's gonna continue to cause issues for me, I suppose. In the meanwhile, it is cutting off my income as well. Looks like my bodyguards did catch an assassin that's working for the rebels here in Bulgaria. Yeah, last I checked, my income is down to 1,000, which is a lot less than what I was making. I was making like 7,000, so yeah, I need to get rid of those boats. Castles finished here in Bulgaria, and let's see, Siege Engineers Workshop, so now I can build some catapults here in Anatolia. Respected Islamic scholar, so Averroes is among the foremost thinkers of this age. Few others match the quality of his study of Aristotle or his belief in rationalism. His commentaries on Aristotle's works are prized by both Islamic and Christian scholars. Added to this are his outstanding skills as a physician, This model of wisdom reduces zeal in both Christian and Islamic Spain. All right. And yeah, the Hungarians, I'm trying whatever I can here. I keep asking for marriages and everyone is turning me down. So that's how it goes. All right, that's nothing. And yeah, these, I really want that compass event to happen so I can start building better boats. And then I don't have to like outnumber these Western Catholic navies so heavily. But in this situation, it can be pretty difficult to... See, it's 2 stars now. I don't know if I can win this. I'll try. I'll see if I can just at least sink 1 boat, even if I lose like 2. That at least makes it so that I can maybe 2v1 that last boat. Fingers crossed, we'll have to see. Gosh, it's annoying because let's see, I'm down to a 1,000 profit. It's no bueno. It's no bueno. It's cutting off my funds. I am starting to get some boats here on the western side of the Spanish or the Iberian Peninsula, so there's some good news here. In fact, let's just kind of bring you right on ahead and go to the Spanish coast so that we can trade with Portugal. That's a little bit more like it. The Sicilian boat here in the Straits of Sicily was sunk, and that's going to clear up a little bit of my shipping lanes, and then... Okay, looks like the French boats must have gotten away, which is unfortunate. I am the richest, so I'll take that. Is there anything here that's significant? I don't think so. And then, yeah, these goddamn French boats. Yeah, they got away. They got away. That's unfortunate. Yeah, the speed of 3, that's kind of tricky. Can bring over a Dromon, and I can continue to bring... Let's see, I have to leave at least one of these boats here. It's tough because my Dromon is my best admiral in this fleet, but the galleys are better boats for fighting. Let's bring them over and see if we can catch this French fleet. Yeah, they're definitely causing some issues, for sure. They're... Okay, I am back up to making 7,600 florins. So at least there's that. Yeah, that does help out quite a bit. And let's bring you up. And yeah, we're getting to the point where we are going to be able to get some boats up into the Costa Verde pretty soon here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make any money off of all of these French ports, which is just really, really too bad. I need this French crusade to disappear. He's down to 1,300 men, but it's not disappearing fast enough. I really want to go there and fight it, but I just shouldn't do that. Now that I've a bunch of Germans on my border that want to invade my lands as well, including this German crusade. Let's check him out. He does have a 2-star general, which is better than what the French had. It is a unit with Teutonic Knights, so yeah, they look pretty awesome. And then the Order of Foot Soldiers. This is a fantastic spear unit. Very good. In fact, I believe this is a better spear unit than Chivalric Knight or Chivalric Sergeants. I initially had thought that they had the same stats, but they're not. They're better. Yeah, Order of Foot Soldiers are a fantastic unit. And Teutonic Sergeants. This is like a medium, like heavy cav unit. I think pretty decent. I think as far as I know. Vikings. Yeah, Vikings and mounted crossbows, spears. Anything else too scary? No, but like, you know, it's still a pretty fair. How many men? Yeah, 1,800, you know. That's decent. That's a decent size. So if that German crusade wanted to attack one of my provinces, and say if the French crusade joined in, like that'd be a really neat thing for one thing. That'd be really cool. Are the Germans and the Hungarians still fighting each other? No, they're not. They got a ceasefire. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so even if the Hungarians wanted to go in there as well and just pile in on me, that'd be pretty crazy. But I keep saying it, I feel pretty good about the forces that I have. Oh, thank goodness gracious. Finally, yes. Okay. We're making some progress here. Those French boats have been sunk, and that feels pretty good. Man, they were causing some issues. I did build a bowyer's workshop here in Trebizond. This building alone doesn't get me anything new, but if I can tech up to where I can get, is it the Master Bowyer, I believe, is going to give me +1 Valor for my Trebizond archers, in addition to the +1 Valor that I'm receiving from the province itself, so that's going to be pretty good. And then Royal Palace. I think I can finally train Varangian guards now here in Constantinople. And still no one wants to marry me. Prince Nicephorus, the guy who is guarding Georgia. What do you got? So yes, captivating nature. Man, this man's winning ways with the masses have caused many to see him as a natural leader and to do their best to please him. +20 happiness and +2 morale. Awesome, good stuff. And yeah, there's my emperor still has not given birth to anyone yet. Nor has his wife. He's 35, he's starting to get up there a little bit. Yeah, it'd be nice if he got to work on that. Because I can't get anyone married. Like no one's. Yeah, Prince John isn't married, no one's married, so it's kind of up to, I'm trying to remember. I know that when they're married, they can have kids, like when they're not, the first in line, they can still have kids kind of in the background. And I'm trying to remember, can they have kids out of wedlock? So is there a chance that one of my brothers is having, like his wife, he's like, creating a Byzantine spawn that he can, have be the next in line at some point. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember how that goes, but I think there's a chance that one of my brothers might be having kids, but we just can't see it in the background. All right, making 9,000. Yes, awesome. That is, oh, yes, feels good. That feels good. And now we have all these freaking boats here that we can just, spread out. Let's leave you guys and just bring the rest of them up. Here's a bit of awful timing on my part. I can finally train Varangian guards here in Constantinople, but I'm one turn into building a boat here because I just wanted to get some more boats in the water. And yeah, I'm going to have to wait 2 more turns to start training some Varangian guards because once I start building a boat, the money's been already spent and I don't want to cancel this. So yeah, I'll have to wait a few more turns. But here, yeah, the Varangian guard are part of the Imperial household. Yeah, I think I already read this. Yeah, because I already have a unit since turn 1. But in any case, they're awesome. Heavy infantry. I cannot wait to be able to use them. You see them here using their shield. Shields are interesting in this game because there are 3 types of shields. There is the small shield, which is also kind of known as the cavalry shield. The shield that if you are a horseman, you will have access to. That gives +1 armor. And then there's like regular shields that give +2 armor. And then there's the pavis, which is the shield used by the pavis crossbowmen and the pavis arbalesters, which is going to give +3 armor. And my question was, what does the shield do? What does calling it a shield do for the armor rating? That just, you can't just increase the armor rating itself. Because in Shogun, most units do not have shields, they just have higher armor values. But then when they did introduce a unit in the Mongol roster that the unit model is holding a shield, but they didn't have a shield feature. It wasn't a mechanic in the game, so they just increased the armor of that unit, which is the skirmisher unit for the Mongol forces. And I was wondering what was the difference in this game? Like, what does the shield actually do, right? And I learned that the difference is, so like, a shield's going to provide +1 armor, which is a defense against missiles, like arrows and stuff. And it's also going to provide defense, which is your ability to defend yourself in a melee combat. Now, the reason why this matters is differentiated in a shield from the armor value itself is because when you're facing either missiles or melee attacks like axes that have a bonus versus armor, what that's not going to count is not going to count that shield bonus. It's just going to count the armor itself. So if the the unit that's being attacked, right? Say the Varangian Guard's being attacked by a unit of Axemen, Vikings or Woodsmen or something. They're going to have a bonus to killing this Varangian Guard because they are heavily armored. It's going to be adding half of their armor values to the attack of that bonus versus armor unit. But that shield value is not going to count as part of that. And the same goes for, let's see, missiles as well, I think. Yeah, so like missiles that pierce armor, they just have the armor value, I believe. Except for longbows, which they only take like a quarter of the armor value off of it. But that's never going to count shield. It's never going to take that shield armor value off. And then the other thing that shields, like the differentiation matters for, is for desert warfare. My understanding is that shields do not count towards the minimum armor value that's going to tire your men out in a desert. See, there's like armor values that you can take into the desert, and then there's armor values that you should just have to leave home. And for infantry, that's an armor value of 4. If they have 4 or lower, you can bring them into the desert, and that's not counting the shield. So they can have an armor value of 4, and they can also be carrying a shield itself, and they're going to be okay. And then for cavalry, it's going to be an armor value of 5. So they can have that, and they can also still have their shield, which is going to provide +1 armor, and they are also going to be okay in the desert. So for the Varangian Guard, which is a unit that carries a two-handed axe, they have a bonus versus armor. They also carry a shield. Well, that doesn't make any sense, right? How are you going to carry a shield while you're also using a two-handed axe? Well, their shield is going to protect them while they're marching into combat. So it's going to add an additional, I believe, I would assume it's a regular sized shield. I mean, it looks large enough, right? So I would assume it's going to be adding +2 armor against arrows and guns and crossbows, but then it's not going to be adding any additional benefit once they're in melee combat itself. And then one last thing. So if you are attacking a unit that has a shield, but you're attacking that unit from behind, you will be getting like, it's like a +2 to your attack, which basically stands for the fact that you won't be facing against that unit's shield, so you'll be attacking to their rear. So that's also kind of a neat thing there. Yeah, there's some neat stuff here with shield. It's kind of cool to kind of dig into the mechanics and understand why the game is made a certain way. So in any case, yeah, it feels good to get my economy going here, and it feels good to clear the water of most enemy boats. I did notice that, yes, there is a French boat here in the Bay of Biscay. So I will have to, do I want to go up there with 2 Dromons? I do have a 2-star Admiral. It's tempting. Let's do it. Let's do it. And gosh, it would be, God, I want this crusade to go away. It's going to take forever. It's going to take forever. Oh dear. And now, what? Huh? What's going on here? How did the German crusade split off into... Wait, what? I'm very, very confused. I didn't think that crusades... Oh my god. Okay, so that's just a German army right there. Oh, Jesus. I thought I was looking at 2 German crusades and a French crusade. Oh, okay. My mind just did some real weird things right there. Yeah, okay. I see what I'm looking at now. So yeah, there's 2,000 men in this German crusade and almost 1,200 men in the French crusade, and it's going to take forever for these crusades to go away without me attacking them. I just... Go, I mean, that's going to be a fight. That's going to be a fight. Attacking Hungary, man. And knowing what I know now, knowing that crusades can retreat, it just doesn't feel worth it. You know? Like, that felt so stupid when I fought the French crusade and it just was like, no, we're going backwards. It's like, what? I didn't think you could do that. That's dumb. Didn't feel right. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not attacking Hungary. That's just, I want to, but I don't want to. What feels more likely to happen is me attacking Sicily at some point. And I say, Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of Royal Knights. Holy shit. Yeah, it's... Gosh, it could be fun just to bring like an army of spears and javelins and archers and just mow this down. It would be cheap. I already have them. They're hanging out in Georgia. I don't need this many guys in Georgia right now. You know, it's still freaking 70 turns till the Mongols show up, so I really could spare this. You know? Bring some archers, bring some naphtha throwers, bring some javelins, and just bring a wall of spears. And perhaps a couple units of light cav just to chase down the routing infantry. But, I mean, Jesus, you know, like that's not even going to be that much. Oh, that's probably going to be something that I do. Because I just want to get rid of them. I want them to go away. I don't want to keep Sicily, but even if they do reemerge and, you know, take back Sicily, that's fine. As long as we're just not at war again, you know? That's all I care about. It's just us not being at war. And then I can go back to trading with them. And yeah, maybe like I could even marry their daughters at some point. That would be nice too. Yeah, that's something that I want to do. Oh dear, I just realized. Prince Nicephorus. Dude. No. 1 loyalty. Fucking hell. So yeah, he's a blackmailer. -3 loyalty because he got caught blackmailing a senior official and he's been fined a large sum. Damn, man. You were my dude. I sent you to Georgia to be my guy. What do I do? What do I do? I mean, you know, it would be funny. I could still send him to Sicily. You know, like even... he's just not really useful now that... I mean, I have a couple... like Prince John. Oh, poor Prince John. I could send you... I mean, the Sicilian king isn't... He's only 2 stars. It's not good. Man, Prince Nicephorus, man. Jesus. Alright, well... I still feel like sending him. You know what? I am going to go for it. Let's do it. Let's go into Sicily. Let's try to end them here. And just check one more enemy off of our list. It's going to be interesting, though, if we also get attacked during this end turn by a crusade. So this could end up being a pretty long end turn. So without further ado, let's drop a save and let's end this year. I was not attacked by one of the crusades, so that's nice. And yes, Prince Nicephorus, let's see if you can sort of redeem yourself here. I mean, you got 4 stars. The enemy has 2. Going up against a lot of Royal Knights, though, so my javelins and my naphtha throwers are going to have to do a bit of work here against his force. We will see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see if we can... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of Royal Knights? Oh my god. Oh man, this could be fun. We'll see. Or it could just be a disaster. We find ourselves on the coast of Sicily, where it's a beautiful day. And we could be doing anything else but this. But instead we're getting ourselves a raid for battle. In this situation, I want to make sure that I get my army set up immediately, knowing that I have at least 8 units of opposing heavy cav that I'm facing off against. They could be charging me at any moment, but I can kind of see them off in the distance, and they seem like they're pretty content to stay in their position. And I'll be getting my time to get my formation set. If I can reach the top of this hill before they turn around and get there, you know, before me, then that could be a very advantageous position for me. So I'll be sliding my army over to the side and then making a run for the top of the hill. By now, my early game Byzantine armies have been pretty standardized, so you are going to be pretty familiar with most of this formation here. Swords in the front, backed up by javelins, with spears on either flank, backed up by Trebizond archers. And then I do have my Byzantine lancers, which is going to be that unit that can maybe give me a little bit more punch in this battle. And then my wildcard unit, these Natha throwers. And it's going to be important that they get used in this battle. You know, if they can actually blow open the enemy formation, then we might be able to rout the enemy army and potentially win this battle. With that in mind, I'm trying to create a little crux here between my center and my right flank, where I can potentially throw some grenades into this gap here without hopefully hitting too many of my men. But also, I want to be able to defend my naphtha throwers from enemy charges. So it's going to be really important to find this fine line, this little gray area here, where they can do damage and not get attacked themselves. As we begin to reach the crest of this hill, the enemy army, they are facing me, but they didn't seem too intent on capturing this hill before I did. So they are at the bottom, and I'm in a good position here. I just want to get my guys down this hill a little bit so that my archers can fire over the heads of my men in front of me. So that's going to be my main goal here, is bringing my spears and swords down, not halfway down the hill, but just a little bit down that slope so that the missile units can fire over their heads. At first I think that the Sicilians are thinking about backing up and making me chase them, but then they just come back right back around. And yeah, it looks like they're going to be coming in here. You know, militia sergeants, spearmen. The militia sergeants are going to be tough. These guys have pretty good attack, pretty good armor, honestly. And yeah, their archers as well are doing a bit of damage, but they're going to be coming right in. Like, look at this charge. This is just... They are just going right in. Mostly up the middle here, although they are kind of hitting my left flank as well. And how many guys is this going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Royal Knights hitting my center. Javelins are being chucked in. Swords are fighting spearmen. The militia sergeants, as I mentioned, are going to be tough. Spearmen fighting spearmen. It's going to be a wet noodle contest. But these militia sergeants hacking through my spearmen, I don't really have an answer for this. So I'm trying to get my Byzantine lancers around the flank to potentially get a rear charge into these militia sergeants. And then on this flank, which is not being attacked at all, I decide, okay, spearmen, they need to get into this battle here, because this flank is not being attacked at all. So I thought maybe if this spearman can kind of screen off these archers, then I can get these Byzantine lancers around to the side. Now the spearmen are getting attacked by Royal Knights into the flank, and then my lancers can get into this fight as well. Archers are firing, and yeah, the Royal Knights are taking in some casualties, but now looks like my Byzantine infantry are running away, and these militia sergeants just did a lot of damage to them. I kind of underestimated how good militia sergeants are. These Byzantine lancers are facing in the wrong direction, pretty classic stuff. And then my Natha throwers, unfortunately, just got left behind, and they didn't get remembered until too late into this battle. They could have been throwing grenades into that blob of Royal Knights this entire time. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. My right flank is broken. My Byzantine lancers will fight for a little bit here before they decide they should run away. Royal Knights are getting now into my javelin men. And I do send my general into this battle to try to muck up these militia sergeants, but this is going to be a good battle for the militia sergeants. They want to be fighting against heavily armored units alongside their Royal Knights as well. And then my spearmen are running away. Archers are still firing. And I have some Byzantine infantry that can be rerouted towards the front. And let's see, will we get some grenade tosses in? Because these Natha throwers are coming up now. There's still a bunch of groups here. There's a bunch of units here that potentially can be damaged. So we will see if they can get some grenades tossed in here any moment. There's the toss, and yeah, we see a few of my guys go down, but a few of their guys go down as well. And it looks like some knights might be running away. Yep, the militia sergeants, they're going down. There's 22 left. But yeah, I did blow up a few of my javelin men in that volley. Ooh, that was a better one. 4 Royal Knights. And then let's see if I can see 3 Royal Knights. 18 militia sergeants. Yeah, the grenades are getting a bit of damage done, but it's also like, you know, it is definitely killing some of my guys as well. And yeah, we're fighting against these Royal Knights as well. Archers are still fighting, but yeah, it's unfortunate. It's they were able to break me pretty much everywhere. And yeah, militia sergeants are fighting some spearmen that did rally. We're getting run off the field in every which direction. Some Byzantine lancers do come back, and I think I try to get them into some archers, but at this point it might be just a little bit too late. I have 5 cataphracts left, and yeah, these they drove off my javelin men. They fought for a long time. Those are good javelin men. They fought for a long time. And yeah, now my general, he's down just to his 4-man bodyguard unit. And considering how unloyal he is, you know, he's putting up a good fight, but now it's just down to him and 1 bodyguard man helping him out. And now they're driving off my archers. And that's going to be a full break. I mean, not quite yet. I still have my Byzantine lancers. And I decided to get a cheeky little charge into these archers, see if I can do some damage to them. And potentially get a little bit of a pick here. But yeah, they're bringing in their militia sergeants. They're probably going to be able to get into the rear of my Byzantine lancers. We do get a nice charge in. We can pick off a few archers, but it's still probably not going to be worth the cost of the lancers that I did send into this battle here, because now they're just going to get completely cut off. Like, this is a no-win, like, there's no escape now. So, yep, they're running away, and they're probably going to get hacked down to the last man, and that's really unfortunate. That was a decent-sized unit of lancers that I probably could have kept safe for the next battle. My general's being run off. The only men that are still standing around are these naphtha throwers, but they are out of grenades, so they're going to be a non-factor, and that's going to be it for my first attempt at taking Sicily. Ah, shucks, that didn't work out, but yeah, it was a lot of Royal Knights. they're tough units. And yeah, so I killed 345 of them, and a lot of those were Royal Knights, or yeah, the Royal Knights. And as far as troops that they would have left after this fight, mostly infantry. Mostly infantry, I dare say. But yeah, I lost a lot of guys. How did I kind of forgot about my naphtha throwers until it was too late. They did get 23 kills. I saw a little bit of friendly fire going on there, but yeah, a few of those kills were against their Royal Knights as well. And they all got ran down at the end. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Javelin's got 41 kills and 35 kills. Yeah, that's what you want. And probably, you know, I wanted more Javelin men, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like that would have turned the tide. Trebizond archers, yeah, like that's the thing. Like, this unit got 4 kills. Like, no. That's not going to cut it. Trebizond archers, these ones got only 5 kills. Only, yeah, 21 and then 25. Yeah, that's not... Yep, more javelins. More javelins, I think, is going to be the key for that fight. But then again, maybe I did kill most of the Royal Knights, so we'll have to see how that goes. And I will pay the 1450 to ransom back my 1,300 or 313 men. Let's see. I think... Did Nicephorus... I'm not sure if my disloyal general died or not. So I am the most technologically advanced faction. That's wonderful. Got an inquisition going on here in Venice. Doesn't concern me. Castle's finished here in Serbia. And then some defenses are finished here in Bulgaria. The Poet of Courtly Love. In his many verses, Chrétien de Troyes retells the stories of Arthur, Lancelot, Genevieve, and the Knights of the Round Table in great and glorious detail. His words speak of the joys and pleasures of romance and love, distracting many from more religious thoughts. Minus 10% zeal in all of France. Ooh, spicy stuff. Holy shit. Alright, so these guys are all captured. These are the, yeah. So that's going to be +3 morale and -1 command, which is a real back and forth kind of thing. It's kind of hard to... Like, the morale, they end up having more morale from this, but less fighting ability. So they're not getting that bonus from command and defense, but yeah, they are getting more morale, which is interesting. And Prince Nicephorus, so he did survive. He is a good runner now, -3 morale, so that's just great. Now he's disloyal and he's bad general, so that's going to be tough. We're going to have to find another general for my Georgian territory. Let's see, Lord Dukas, +3 morale. It's too bad he's just a peasant, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I'll have to go back into Sicily. Man, it looks like I didn't kill any of them. Their army still looks strong, but no, you look at the knights and yeah, their king got back his unit all back together again, but these 2 units of Royal Knights only have 1 man apiece in each of those, and then what about in here? Is that, wait, what? Did I kill all of those Royal Knights except for, oh, that's all they have left? Am I missing something? Holy shit. Okay, yeah, I can just go right back in there again and get rid of them, yeah. Yeah, it's just mostly like archers and peasants and militia sergeants. So yeah, I'll have to go in for a round 2 and get rid of these Sicilians because I'm tired of having, you know, a 4th antagonizing faction. I want to kind of get this number down a bit. Gotta work on my numbers. And yeah, I can keep talking to the Hungarians, but honestly, they might never come around until the Mongols show up. You know, that might be the first time that really puts the fear of God in their hearts, and then they decide, oh yeah, let's be friends. As far as how to deal with the Germans and the French, it gets more complicated now, especially considering that now we have the Germans on our border. And once I get more information on the politics going on in this region, I can kind of better understand how to attack this, because it's going to probably involve using agents to destabilize these regions and potentially trying to find a way to engineer a war between the French and the Germans. Yeah, that seems to be what I'm going to want to take a look at going forward. But I do have to remind myself that these are very long campaigns, and it's not something that... It's like what I just did with attacking that French crusade and those Hungarian armies, which essentially cleared the path for me to be at war with the Germans. I guess I shouldn't have done that. You know, it's unfortunate. It really is, because that opened up for me being at war with the Germans, and the Germans have a lot more territories that I now cannot trade with. I mean, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's just Provence and Friesland. Those are the only 2 territories that have ports? Jesus. Man, okay, maybe I'm wrong about that, but yeah, in any case, you know, the fact is, it would have been nice just to keep the Hungarians there. That would have been fine. But hey, this is how we learn these lessons. Sometimes you don't have to rush forward and to solve all of your problems all at once, because it is such a long campaign, and it's better to kind of figure things out over the long term. But in any case, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing at Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.